What's good? What it do? Welcome back to Ra's Kitchen. Your girl is whipping up a delicious meal for today, and I'm gonna start by I hadn't already cleaned these ham hocks, and this is my second time around boiling them. I've added already my bell pepper, Scottish pepper, and here is my famous seasoning base, and then here is all the herbs and spices ingredients, and it's like a garlic type of seasoning base. So I have my garlic in here, onions and bell peppers already, parsley, thyme, my lime and my lemon juice, my different seasonings, and a few other things. So I'm not going to go over that. I have a video up already of how I make my seasoning base. That was more simpler. This is more orange base because I have paprika in here and chili powder. So that gave it a different color. Very nice and good for seasoning or marinating your foods. So let's get started. So I'm going to add some of this in my pot before adding my greens. I'm going to take a big spoon of it as such and just drop it on in there. Okay, before adding my collard greens into the pan, I'm gonna also add some red pepper flakes to give the greens some spice. Here I have me a cube of bouillon, chicken bouillon. I'm gonna drop that inside of there. I'm gonna be adding some minced onions to the pot as such. Get a good amount in there. This adds a really nice flavor to the greens. I'm going to add my black pepper. To my pot. So I've started to add my greens to the pot. One second. And I'm going to just push this down in there. And this is going to cook down slowly until it's done. I'm going to estimate it. It's going to be about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm not cooking that much greens, so I only just put 1 pack of greens inside, and this thing will cook down very nice and delicious. Also, I'm gonna add some. Let me tell you something. You always had salt, so I'm gonna add some salt to my greens inside. So also I add some olive oil. I don't know, it just gives it a nice good flavor. And the last but not least, no, not the last, this will be, I'm adding vinegar. That's apple cider vinegar. That was a little bit of it that I had left, so hopefully it's enough. And last but not least, I will be adding some hot sauce inside of here, and then I'm going to put a top over it and let it cook. Oh, and I almost forgot. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot that Larry seasoning salt. So I'm going to add that. You guys, that is a main ingredient that I almost missed the step. Larry seasoning salt. And now the final touch is my very hot pepper sauce. Hot sauce. And if you want good greens, I advise you to follow these steps, you know. And by the time your greens is almost finished, you want to taste it and make sure that the flavors are good and popping. And usually with greens, it holds those flavors really well. And then especially with the pork, it really gives it a nice season, a nice flavor. And I don't like bland greens. I don't like the tasteless greens. A lot of people have not mastered greens, to cook greens. But if you follow these steps and you add things good in your greens, then your greens will turn out absolutely delicious and good. So that's it for this step, and I will see you in a little bit for the next step of what I'm cooking. Here is the rice. So I put here some salt, parsley, olive oil in this garlic butter spread, but it's fresh garlic, herbs, and margarine. So I added that just because of the flavor. Usually I put the real deal butter, which I will still put a piece, but I wanted a butter garlic rice, so I had to put enough in there. So that's how you get the nice butter garlic rice. Okay. Yeah. So I have my pork spare ribs here, and I'm going to show you what I do for my ribs. I already placed my seasoning base on top, so I'm going to just rub that in. I always add my signature base to everything, usually when I'm cooking meat, so I'm going to add that in. So you guys, this is going to be the prime base for the rib. And don't worry, this you will not be able to taste the mustard, but you want to prime it. And with the seasoning base, you want to at least let it marinate for about 2 hours or 3 hours before cooking it. I did not do that today, but it's still gonna, the flavors are still gonna be there, and it's still gonna pop. Sure. So guys, now I'm making my dry rub for my spare ribs. I have here a tablespoon and a half of paprika. So here I have my chili powder to add to my dry rub for my ribs, and onion powder. And brown sugar. And that's it for the rub. So you guys, I've made my dry rub, and I'm just going to now add this dry rub all over this spare rib. You want to coat it. Oh, I'll save that for the bottom. You want to coat it all over the rib. Try to get every corner. And likewise, you want to put some on the back. And then you just double fold it on inside of the aluminum foil and place in the oven for about 3 hours, and you should have some very tender, nice, beautiful spare rib. So you do it as such, and then you want to take and fold this again. So I've doubled it with some aluminum foil, and I'm just going to add it to my pan. And this here is how it looks. I'm going to add this into the oven for about 3 hours. Now I'm on to the next step to show you my cornbread. Oh boy, these collard greens are coming together, honey. But I still have a while to go. So I have here my my Jiffy Mix cornbread. I normally use different kind of cornbread, or even if you do it from scratch, it's better. But today I don't feel like going all in, so I'm gonna go settle with Jiffy Mix cornbread mix. So I'm gonna be making some Jiffy Mix cornbread, And I will be adding some, these are, I cut this off the the cob of corn. And these are fresh corn. So what I'm going to do is be adding this to my cornbread. And so I'll have little nice pieces of bits of kernel in the cornbread. And I'm going to be excited about that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And stay tuned for the outcome of the video. Guys, I am now whipping up my cornbread with my corn kernels inside to make my corn muffins. Cornbread. So that's about good. So here is my corn muffins ready to be placed inside. Hold on. Placed inside the oven.
Here, come back.
Them greens looking pretty good. Pretty good. And yeah, it's about at the texture and the way I like it and want it. I love my onions and mixed onions in there. Very delicious. I already tasted. Here I have a piece of my cornbread with my little corn nuggets inside of it. Tastes pretty decent and good. I'm not completely finished yet. I'm waiting on my meat. I have my garlic butter rice. And I'm currently waiting on my ribs to get done. But I'm going to add the barbecue to it. And then also I'll show you guys the result of the meal. What it do, you guys. So here is my results from me cooking earlier. My meal, I have here some collard greens. I have some cornbread muffin. I think I may have left stuff just 5 minutes too long because I had forgot about it. I had a phone call. So anyway, but it's very delicious and it's not burnt at all. Beautiful, crunchy, the corn nuggets inside. I've had for you here my parsley butter garlic rice, my very delicious tender, this thing breaks off the bone, you guys. Look at that, look at that, tender ribs, and they look like some baby back ribs because it wasn't a thick slice, I mean a thick rack of lamb rib, but it was more so the thin one, so I did not let it stay for 3 hours. It was maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes because the meat is not as thick as some. And I am now complete with my meal. I'm warming up some leftover, I put some water in it, so but it'll get back cheesy. Some leftover macaroni that I made from on top of the stove in another video of mine where I made it from on top of the stove from scratch from some big macaroni pasta noodle. And I'm gonna let that warm up, and then I will show you my plating after this. And I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment to let me know what other meals would you that you would like for me to cook for you. And there you have it. And this is Tuesday, you guys. Tuesday meal. So once I'm finished warming up this pasta that I made another day, I'm having the leftover. It ain't no sense of wasting food. I will be adding that to the plate. So macaroni and cheese. I have some cornbread. I have some very delicious collard green. As you can see, you can tell some good greens when you see them. And it tastes good. It might not look as good to you guys, but it's delicious. It's like how I like to eat it, but the taste is wonderful. And some ribs. So let me recap. Barbecue spare ribs, collard greens, cornbread, buttered rice, and some leftover mac and cheese. And that's our Tuesday meal for today. And I hope you enjoy. Have a very, very blessed day. Well, okay, you guys, I have my, on the top of the stove, macaroni and cheese that I've been made. This is leftover, so I'm going to add it to the meal because I don't waste food. And I have my collard greens here, beautiful, tastes very beautiful. My cornbread with my little corn nuggets in there, my rice, and my ribs, very tender, very delicious. Bon appetit. And here's the plating.
First, I need to clean
Delicious. Very delicious, you guys. I'm ready to say my grace. And I'm ready to eat and enjoy this beautiful dish of Ra's Kitchen Soul Food Meal. You have tuned in to Ra's Kitchen. I hope you have a very, very blessed day. Enjoy your beautiful Tuesday. Be safe. Be blessed. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. And like the video. And let me know if you guys would like to have me cook something specifically. Leave it in the comments. Bye.